If you are not eating something before heading to the gym, then you might be leaving not only your lunch, but also some gains on the table. But how much exactly are we leaving on the table, and what should we have in our pre-workout meals? Well, today we're gonna find out. One thing most fitness experts agree on is that training on an empty stomach or training fasted is hardly ever a good idea. And the science thoroughly supports this, especially emphasizing how a pre-workout meal can improve something known as glycogen repletion. This is good because glycogen is one of the primary energy sources for exercise, and we can store only a limited amount of glycogen in our muscles. So eating something beforehand can make sure we have a bit more energy available. That said, let's talk about strategy. First, when exactly should we eat before the gym? Well, it seems that the best time is about 30 minutes before exercise. However, the scientific data supporting this is a bit limited. What the science agrees on more consistently, though, is to, again, avoid training in a fasted state. So with that in mind, I think as long as you eat something within, say, about 3 hours before your exercise should be okay. If you can get closer, then great. Just pay attention to how both your body and stomach responds. Last thing you want to happen during your set of squats is for the barbell and your lunch to come up at the same time. Now let's talk about the type of food to eat. Fortunately, we are afforded quite a bit of flexibility. In fact, it seems like just getting some carbs, like about 25 grams, and a bit of protein, about 5 grams, can be effective. That's just like a banana and a small bag of nuts. That said, there's also evidence showing that reducing hunger and increasing fullness can benefit exercise performance. So even though we have a good deal of flexibility with the food we eat, we want to at least avoid foods that are less effective with reducing hunger. That's usually food with a lot of simple sugars or fluids like sports drinks. Or you can choose to eat more food until you feel more full. Personally, I find the best way to handle this is simply going to the gym right after eating lunch. That keeps things easy with no extra planning needed. And that's the basic strategy of a good pre-workout meal. But now we gotta talk about perhaps the most important thing of all. How much of a difference can we actually expect in our exercises from optimizing our pre-workout meals? Well, truth be told, don't get your hopes up. Now, it can be very effective for very specific exercises. That's the case for endurance exercises, where outcomes like time to exhaustion in cycling can see as much as a 10% boost in performance. This is where the whole glycogen repletion matter comes into play, since we heavily rely on glycogen for endurance. But for something like lifting weights, the benefits are kind of whatevers. Sure, again, some studies show solid 5 to 10% improvements, but there are many more studies showing no benefit whatsoever. It also tends to mainly benefit high-rep lightweight training more so than low-rep heavyweight training. Again, this makes a bit of sense when we look at glycogen repletion. Usually, the more reps performed, the more glycogen will be utilized, so the more you can benefit from a pre-workout meal. Ultimately, it is undeniable that a pre-workout meal can improve all facets of exercise performance. That said, it does clearly favor more endurance-type exercises. So if you're running some training program where you're lifting between 3 to 8 reps per set, then as long as you're not fasting or going into your exercises super hungry, you probably don't have to be too diligent with your pre-workout meal. And in an overall sense, it's always best to prioritize on just getting enough overall nutrients on a daily basis. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a nutritious thumbs up and share it with your pre-workout loving friends. Subscribe for more and let me know what you think about pre-workout meals in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to get your pre-workout protein.